Hey everyone, so it's Christmas morning right now. It's quite hazy, quite foggy, which is quite nice in Dubai. Weather is amazing. It's like 20 degrees, 22 degrees, something like that. Merry Christmas to anyone who celebrates, obviously. I'm hoping I get this video out on Christmas Day so that you guys can see it. Anyway, I wanted to share what I just recently bought. I have bought a Porsche. My friend's Porsche is back there as well. But yeah, I have bought a Porsche. Not something I was actually fully expecting to do, but yeah, I did it. Let's go through the car and I'll also share my reasoning as to why I bought this over sort of so much other choices that there are out there. As you can see, I've got it in silver, GT silver specifically. I would usually avoid silver cars, but I really do think that GT silver suits a 911 like perfectly. It's like the perfect color. This is a Carrera S. I was looking at a GTS, but a GTS was just, I couldn't find one that I liked, and they are a lot more expensive. I was happy to spend the money, but I just couldn't find one that I liked. This though is as close to a GTS as you can get in terms of styling, because it has the sport design package. So around the front you can see the black lip, it has the black sort of grille, the slatted grille, and it has the black side skirt, and it also has, if I go around the back, it also has the sport design bumper on the back as well. And yeah, I can't believe I've bought a Porsche. I absolutely love it already. Like, it's a fantastic car. I can see what people are saying when it comes to Porsches, like it is the perfect everyday sports car. I mean, this isn't sort of my everyday car. I do still have a Tesla for everyday driving, but because this is so comfortable as an everyday car, I have noticed that I'm driving it a lot more than I would if I were to, like when I had my Ferrari, for example. I'm driving this a lot more. Let's go through the rest of the car. So I have satin black wheels on it. I don't know if you guys can see that from that angle. Maybe I should go shoot from this angle so that you guys can see. Yeah, I have satin black wheels on it. Sport design package, as I said. And this has full PPF from the original owner, I think. So that was actually another reason why I bought it, because it had full PPF. And it also has warranty for another 2 years. So I don't have to worry about a single thing if anything goes wrong with this car. It has extended warranty. It has the LED matrix lights as well. It has the sunroof, but it's not the glass sunroof, which I wish it did have. I just have this sort of normal metal roof. It does open, but yeah, I just have the normal metal roof. I would have liked the glass sunroof, but hey, I'm buying a used car here. I can't be too picky, and I have bloody 911. Like, I'm lucky enough as it is. Okay, so some people have just pulled up to take a picture with the car, with Ilan's car, which is super random. But yeah, that's what happens in the desert. People are just friendly. I think this angle right here though is the best angle of the 911. Like, there is something very timeless about the sort of back end of a 911. It's just so good looking. It's so sexy looking. I'm not really sure how else to say it. It just looks so good. Of course, I have the sport exhaust. You've got to have the sports exhaust on 911. Like, it's crazy to me that people purchased this car without the sports exhaust. Whoever spec'd this car when they first bought it actually did quite a good job. There are a few things that I'd probably spec differently, like I said, with the glass sunroof, but yeah, the gentleman who originally bought this car did do a good job. He basically just made it as close to a GTS as possible. This is a 2022 model, so you know, back then, 2021, 2022, when he probably spec'd it, GTS would have been very hard to come by. So I have a feeling the person who bought this car actually originally wanted a GTS and they couldn't get one, so they got a Carrera S instead. The other difference between a Carrera S and a GTS is the ride height. The GTS is 10 mil lower. In Dubai, I probably would have been fine with the lower ride height because Dubai roads are really good. But because this is 10 mil higher, it is more comfortable. I actually drove recently all the way down to Abu Dhabi, did a quick little sort of road trip for the day, and it was super comfortable. Like, you know, 140 kilometers an hour the whole way, national speed limit, and yeah, just stick it into cruise control. And it was just like driving any other car, like it was super comfortable. That's what really impressed me most about this. It can very much be used as a daily car. Like, it just is the perfect daily sports car, and I get why people say that now. It is good looking though, isn't it? Like, Porsche have nailed the design of the 992. If we go inside, so I have the black interior with the grey stitching, chalk stitching. Has the nice Porsche emblems on the headrest as well, and it has the grey seat belts, the chalk seat belts. I think this is actually really well done because it matches the exterior of the car. Very minimal inside in black. I mean, my dream interior is probably the sort of brown heritage edition that they do. That interior is fantastic, but that's obviously hard to come by. So the black I think looks fantastic. I also prefer the leather over race text. Race text I can understand, it looks more sporty, it feels more sporty, but I prefer the leather. The only thing I wish this did have, and I've seen quite a few Porsches in Dubai have, is in the middle here, you'd have buttons for cooled and heated seats. I've seen quite a few cars with cooled seats. It would have been nice to have cooled seats in this, for sure. In the Dubai weather, obviously, it just makes such a big difference having cooled seats. Yeah, the dials are pretty standard, nothing fancy there. The original owner didn't spec like a colour on the dial, but I think that's fine because I actually think it looks better with the grey and black. It sort of blends in better. Of course, Sport Chrono Pack. You can't have a 911 without the Sport Chrono Pack. I also have, if you guys can see down there, I also have the fire extinguisher, which I think is an odd option to add to a Carrera S model, but hey, it's pretty cool to have. And then of course we have the back seats as well, which, let's be honest, no one's ever going to be sitting in these back seats because they are so tight. I would actually maybe prefer it without the back seats, just have it as just the carpet so that I can put stuff back here so that I can have a bit more space. But yeah, back seats in the 911, I think it's just quite funny really. If we have a look at the trunk space, which always surprises me on these cars, it surprised me when I had my Ferrari as well. The trunk space is just, if I can open it up, it's ginormous. Like I could fit in that. It's actually so big. It's quite impressive. You could easily fit like weekend away bags. You could easily fit a suitcase in there. Obviously not a large suitcase, but I think you could fit 2 carry-ons in there, no problem. So yeah, I'm really impressed by the practicality. And of course you have the back seats, so you can put stuff on the back seats if you like as well. I really do like this angle though. This angle just looks fantastic. I'm half tempted to change this rear light here to the sort of smoked out clear one, because it's not that expensive to do. I think it's like $800, $1,000, something like that, which I don't think is too bad. But yeah, I'm just like looking at little things here. It really is like fantastic looking. Oh, just this angle. What a good looking car. What, just look at that ass, like damn. So I'm sure many of you will be wondering, hey, what happened to the Ferrari? Where did the Ferrari go? I actually sold the Ferrari like earlier this year before I moved to Dubai. I couldn't ship the car to Dubai because of course the steering wheel is on the other side. Dubai doesn't allow cars that have steering wheels on the other side unless they're like super old, basically, like past like a certain time. So yeah, like it just made sense for me to sell the Ferrari, and the Ferrari actually got bought by Ferrari. Like I sold it back to Ferrari, which is quite nice because it means I hold a relationship with them. I also said to myself that when I come to Dubai, I will buy another Ferrari. But I just thought to myself, hey, like I can buy another Ferrari at any time. Why not try a Porsche? Like everyone keeps saying, try a Porsche, get a Porsche, try a 911. That's what I wanted to do. I just thought, hey, let's just try a 911. I was actually looking for, it's going to sound insane, I was actually looking for a GT3 Touring. GT3 is a great car. I do think it's a bit overrated, but overrated doesn't mean that I don't like it. I think it's an amazing car, but I do think the GT3 in general, it's just like an overrated car. Porsche have done a really good job of like the sort of aura and the marketing around the GT3. And I get it, like people love the idea of getting a GT3 or GT3 RS and being like, look, I've got a track car, I can go on the track, whatever. But let's be honest, most people who get a GT3 do not go on the track. And it's why I wanted the GT3 Touring specifically. Just a classier looking car. It's more of a road car, so it's a bit more comfortable, but it has the engine of the GT3 and a lot of the elements of the GT3. But GT3 Tourings are nearly impossible to find in Dubai. Like I just can't find one. Like I've been looking ever since I moved and they're really, really hard to find. I think I've only come across 1 or 2 on sale since I moved in March, which is just wild, that like that hard to find. And the 1 or 2 that I found, the specs weren't really what I wanted. One of them was a manual as well, and I definitely want PDK. Manual, of course, I can understand, but like a PDK for Dubai driving and traffic just makes more sense for me. And I just prefer the comfort and the ease of a PDK. So usually I like to keep my sports cars for around a year or 2, and then switch to the next one, because obviously I'm in this phase where like I can try all different types of cars, so why not try every type of sports car? Why not try every type of supercar that I can? So that's exactly what I'm doing, just to see what I like most. I'm sure I'm going to go back to Ferrari at some point. Ferrari for me, there's just something, there's like, Ferrari's just another level compared to Porsche. Some Porsche people might not like me saying that, but let's be honest, Ferrari is another level. But of course, a different price bracket also comes with that. Ferraris are usually, you're going to be in the background of my video.
They're going to be like, what the hell's going on?
Try to do a thoughtful reel.
I ruined it. Go the other way. Anyway, back to Ferrari. Ferraris are in a different price bracket. But what's funny is that the amount that I bought this for, I could actually also buy another 488. Like I could have bought a 488. So in Dubai, Porsches are actually more expensive than they are in like the UK. So I paid quite a bit more than I would for something like this than I would in the UK. I think in the UK I would have paid a good $30,000 to $40,000 less. And for a couple of grand more, I could get a 488 here compared to what I paid for this. And it's just because 911s hold their value so incredibly well and they're very in demand in Dubai. It seems like people love Porsches here. They love Porsches here more than most other types of cars. So yeah, I think I've done a good job getting this because I got this for a very good price. And like I said, it's got full PPF, it's got warranty for another 2 years. And from looking at what the first owner bought it for, they really didn't lose much money over the last 2 or 3 years that they've had this car, which is wild. Like I expect to also not lose too much money. But anyway, the money thing is one thing. Enjoying the car is also just as important. It's an absolutely fantastic car and it really is like the everyday sports car. Like this is the perfect everyday sports car. If you want a sports car that you can drive every single day, you want to commute, see friends, go out or whatever, this is like the perfect car. It really is. It's so comfortable, so nice. It's as easy to drive as any other car. I'd say the Ferrari, when I had the Ferrari, that was a bit different. The Ferrari wasn't as easy. It was a bit more, the Ferrari felt like a bit of a lunatic of a car. Like it just felt like it had too much power because it had 660 horsepower to the back wheels. This has like 450 or something like that. So a big difference in performance, but the Ferrari, like that thing wouldn't grip and it was fun. Like the Ferrari felt more like a maniac car. This feels a lot more refined, a lot smoother, a lot more under control. That's the best way I can explain it. What's also absolutely fantastic and Porsche have nailed is just the everyday comforts, like having Apple CarPlay, and they have buttons. Like they have buttons, thank God. Like they have buttons for the AC, they have buttons for the volume, for navigating the menu. Like I can navigate the menu with this. I don't have to use the touchscreen. Like I'm so glad that they've actually implemented this stuff with buttons rather than everything touchscreen, because touchscreens and stuff is nice and you can get used to it, but like buttons are just superior. Like, and I have obviously a screen in my Tesla and I'm used to it, but I would definitely always prefer buttons. So Porsche have just done a really good job of everyday sort of usability and comforts and things. It's a really good job. But one thing they haven't done well, I don't know if you guys can see this, but from my head angle, so this is where I'd usually sit, this is my view, you can't see the end dials. Like you just can't see them. They're completely blocked off. So I think that is a bit of a weird design trait that they've implemented. I think it would have been better just to keep the 3 dials and then have this dial and that dial over there, sort of in the corners maybe or something. Like it's a bit odd because when you're driving you cannot see the 2 outer dials at all. Steering wheel in this is the full leather steering wheel and yeah, I think it looks really good. It's a nice shape, nice thickness, if you know what I mean. And yeah, sports chrono dial there is nice as well. And the buttons on the steering wheel, oh man, they're so nice and clicky. It's just these sorts of everyday things that really make the usability of this car so perfect. Okay, so this is actually going to be my first time doing launch control in this car. Sounds good. Where's my sunglasses? I need my sunglasses. There we go. We're ready. I'm going to actually need to reverse it back, put it into sport mode as well. But let's bring it into the middle of the road first, make sure everything is clear. I'm hoping my camera doesn't fall over. That's the main thing. Otherwise, that's not going to be ideal. Put it into Sport Plus. So you mash the mash the brake. Oh my God. Holy, oh my God. What the hell, that sounds insane. Oh my God. Holy crap. That was something. That was, oh my God, that was incredible. That was insane. And it sounded so good as well.